Yeah.
Then they sent it to the
Senate.
Then something happened. Wow! All of them almost ran to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh! Then when I heard what was happening, it was remain 2 persons to sign. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Kum, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then brother benefited from the 2020.
Knowing that by 2023 you'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 you'll be tired, you could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. This is the man who bought me paper before. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, he said, when you run for one term, he said, I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest. Find somebody else.
I told them in Liberia, I said your president is confused. They started howling, they are bragging. Let me give you one more. Your president is confused, but you cannot understand. Your economy will begin to, you will suffer in Liberia. Hardship that you have not experienced, you will see it. Your eyes will not open until when the president leaves. I'm expecting you one more time. Things will not go well because your president does not understand what it takes. He's confused. The time of that confusion, you will see it. Before you Liberia to liberate you, time must have gone.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 you'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 you'll be tired, you could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. This is the man who bought me paper before. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, when you run for one term, he said, I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest. Find somebody else.
His Excellency Jeremiah Pancon, President of the Republic.
Listen. You tell him to sit down?
Yeah, we can tell him to sit.
Good evening, please have your seats.
I told them in Liberia, I said your president is confused. They started howling, they are bragging. Let me give you one more. Your president is confused, but you cannot understand. Your economy will begin to, you will suffer in Liberia. Hardship that you have not experienced, you will see it. Your eyes will not open until when the president leaves. I'm expecting you one more time. Things will not go well because your president does not understand what it takes. He's confused. The time of that confusion, you will see it. Before you Liberia to liberate you, time must have gone.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 you'll be tired. Okay. knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, Rena, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy him paper. This man who bought me paper before. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, he said, when you run for one term, he said, I agree with you. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
One more freedom fighter. One more freedom fighter. When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters.
Oh, yes, indeed.
They were coming, they said they were labor.
Good morning, good morning.
But when they came,
I know you're all ears. Good morning and welcome
what kind of people they so? They are freedom.
So another brand new week.
What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. You freedom fighter, you raping our week.
Good morning, Liberia.
Freedom fighter, you kill.
Good morning to our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us for breakfast on the nation's premier breakfast conversation. The Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning to our market women, the pen riders, the keke riders, the taxi drivers.
When they were coming, they said,
this is your favorite radio conversation, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio. Of course, today is Monday.
When they came, they changed their mind. What kind of people?
Today is Monday, the 8th of June 2026. Oh yeah, we're in the middle of the year already. 6 more months, and then the rescue government shall have completed its 8th year in power, and then we'll be counting the 4th. And up to then, up to now, the government has yet to dedicate any project of its own. Over the weekend, folks, the president commissioned Liberia First Solar Energy Farm, an initiative that began under the administration former President George Manuel Weah. Funding secured, contract signed, and in fact, this thing should have been completed, but there was some technical drawbacks and all of that. And then when the government came to power, they played some delay tactics, just as they're doing with too many other projects, to eat away, have Liberians to forget, and then they will come back, just like what you're seeing them do with the Bourgeois Island Road. You know, the Japanese people supposed to do that road. They have already started now, but it was just a delay tactics, and we all know what's up. So the question has always been to the rescue government and Mr. Boakai, It's which of the project that you have initiated as president. When are you going to dedicate those ones? Little Chicken Soup Factory Road, still a thorn in the flesh of the rescue government. A road that he broke ground for, and yet still, in fact, they have resorted to put in what a concrete pavement, which isn't entirely a bad thing. But when is it going to finish? To take 4 years to complete a small Little Chicken Soup Factory road, concrete. True mark of a lazy and failing government. But good morning, folks. Too many things to talk about. Lots of things happening in Liberia this morning. And it's always a good thing to be here to discuss with you these critical national issues and, of course, make sense of them together. The menu looks very loaded this morning. The Catholic Church of Liberia has issued a statement denouncing and rejecting rejecting Section 10 of the National Health Policy, an act that is before the legislature, and that particular section of the law or the proposal seeks to give permission to abortion, and the Catholic Church is saying this is against our spiritual policy, and we are against it. So the government of Liberia, they buried the abortion thing inside the law, so to create some technical difficulties for folks, and then it will just pass through. But the moment that law passes, it's going to give way to a lot of uncultural happenings in the country, a lot of unreligious practices in the country, and the government is going about it very slowly, right? They're going about it very slowly, and so for the most part, you will not know what is going on. And critics have even said that the moment that law passes, just rest assured that this issue about gay rights and all of that will be supported or protected by that particular law that's being worked on by the government, right? So the public health bill. The Catholic Church have rejected the public health bill. We'll talk to you more about that. You know, in the midst of all of these confusions, sometimes government try to pass these things, and I like to give a lot of respect to the Catholic Church for picking up on this. You know, it's serious. This is for the most part a religious country, and we must remain committed and consistent with the doctrine. Right, but we can be practicing religion and then we're enacting laws that go against the very principles of religion and all of that, and people hiding it. Remember, we have a deacon as head of state and all of these things going on. But at least the Catholic Church have done very well. But guess what? The Catholic Church rebuke is coming in the face of the Inter-Religious Council alleged endorsement of the bill. That looks very, very shocking to you, right? So it is reported that the Inter-Religious Council gave their permission to the passage of the bill in its entirety. The Catholic Church says no. But anyway, we'll talk more about it, right? I just want to give you a whole clue. So for those of you that are out there, and this is what is happening. So you see, the religious nature of our country is being taken away. Let me just put it this way. And sometimes you just have to understand, well, what is going on in this rescue government is terrible. They make the place noisy, and then they're taking all kinds of devilish decisions and all of that. So a heavily religious society, you go and take a bill, you say national health policy, and then inside there, you put all kind of law in there that permits same-sex marriages, same-sex attitude. You leave all of those things with the person to decide, and then when that law pass, then you're creating chaos. So I mean, kudos to the Catholic Church, man. But we'll talk more about that. And folks, another news this morning that we're going to be looking at is this report about the Swedish embassy and the Swedish program has finally and officially closed in Liberia. Just as you said, right? The Swedish has left after more than 2 decades, right, of very important support and contribution to our country's democracy, to our country's, to our the protection of our environment, to our healthcare, and our youths and women and all of that. The Swedish are pulling out as of Thursday of last week. Completely shut down. The Swedish have shut down all of their support or programs in Liberia. Don't let rescue deceive you or confuse you with other issues. These are the most terrible things that are happening in the country, and then the government is not addressing them, but they're creating all kinds of political distractions. And of course, as journalists and as media people, as professionally trained communicators, we know what the public need. So you begin to brace yourself for these very difficult moments that are ahead, right? So that is that. We're going to also talk about that, the impacts and what it means for our country. Now, the big one is, we talk about the abortion bill, right? Right? We'll talk about that, and then the big one is the concerted government's criticism, condemnation, and most importantly, open abuse and rebuke of a man of God. And the way I like to discuss this one this morning is I want to sit on the fence and talk about it, right? So a quote-unquote Christian nation presided over by a Baptist deacon, and then a prophet offers a prophecy, right? And then instead of addressing, right, the prophecy, right, your agreement or disagreement with the prophecy, or offering counter prayer and all of that, because I believe for the most part these prophecies are predictions, and they just do not come, but they also come with caution or recommendation or what can be done to avert the situation, right? So when these prophets, when these men of God, doesn't matter, right, when they come out and say, it has come upon me, the Lord have spoken to me that in this time XYZ will happen or is going to happen, right? Now, it becomes the responsibility of the church, right, at that moment to begin offering prayers or begin taking some actions, because something is the reason for which that have earned God's anger, and then he is passing it through other people, and these things can happen. Sometimes it comes to ordinary people. They have dreams, and a lot of people have been passing around that they've been having dreams. But when you have a kind of regime in power, and if the nation is not careful, everybody will go down with the regime. Because first of all, you can't be reactive all of the time. When professional people talk, you insult them. When God people talk, you insult them. When technicians talk, you insult them. Who do you listen to? Praise singers, bootlickers, Kandigbala. So that Kandigbala, the category of human beings you can listen to. But anybody who speaks in their God-given conscience, right, and try to alert the government on what is wrong in the country, oh, everybody start insulting the people, right? To the point where I see Christian brothers and sisters, and you know I am not a Christian, of course. I'm a devout, committed Muslim man. You understand? But if I start to see brothers and sisters from the Christian faith, simply because of politics, begin to insult, a man of God, no matter your disagreement, in the form and manner in which these government officials are doing and unity partisans are doing, it is also another sign. It's also another sign that critical people need to sit down and begin to read from. How come this only happening? And nobody is thinking or sitting to, think about it critically. But everybody just jump and start cursing the man, insulting the man, talking all kinds of things, because the devil works in these kinds of ways to distract you and deny you the opportunity of seeing the truth. So, because the regime have succeeded in putting all of our pastors on board and our imams on board, so that degree of critical and unfiltered truth telling to the government has technically been bought by the regime. You don't see pastors being really forceful about the issues. And I know at least our local pastors, our local imams, the way they are at the community level, they're speaking, but the voice is not coming, they're not reaching. But those with the power and the voice up there, we don't hear them anymore. The other old man from the water in the desert, we don't hear him anymore, right? But anyway, folks, these are very, very important issues for us to look at, talk about as a country, and make some reflections on. And the politicians will be there, the politics will be there, and all of that. But why is it the entire government just jump and start insulting the men of God? They're trying to they're trying to shield the fact. So basically, what we are going to do this morning, we're going to juxtapose the Nigerian prelate's prophecy with issues and sequence of issues that have happened with our president and the country. Also, then we leave you now to make the judgment as to whether the pastor's prophecy or the man of God prophecy is in line or is inconsistent with the realities in Liberia. For people like us, that's how we set the stage for your proper reasoning. No, we ain't just come and say, oh, believe what the pastor say. Oh, don't believe what the pastor say. No, right? We allow you the opportunity to make the decision by yourself, right? There are a lot of things that's happening in this country. And sometimes you wonder, how are these things even happening reasonably, right? And then in no time you're hearing a prophecy, right? Almost in line with it. And it's coming with a warning that if care is not taken, we have to do this, I'll do that, and all of that, because the president has to change. So, in order to save ourselves of this, the citizens will have to mount additional pressure on the government, the president, to make a change. Because the bottom line here is the way the president is running the country, God is not happy, right? And he's showing signs, he's communicating with people. Apparently, he's communicating with church leaders in Liberia, but because they are on boards and other things, so they can't speak truth to power, right? They can't speak truth to power, so God passes his message through another man. Okay, my name is Abu. It's always a good thing to be here. Share the show, drop your comments, and of course, we talk about these plus other issues right here, making news on the nation's premier breakfast conversation, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, a movement for education, a movement for eye-opener, a movement for conversations about everything that matters to all of us. And that's what we are, the People's Radio, the biggest in the country, the most listened to, and the wider coverage. We'll take a batch of our theme song, and of course, once we come back, we go straight into these plus other issues right here for you on Freedom 87.9.
When they welcome me, they say they were freedom fighters. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. But when they kill their crown, they change their mind. When they kill their crown, they change their mind. What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you raping our we.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. Tell it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the official sponsor and partner of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. Welcome, folks. And so let's recognize a few of our followers here quickly. Kindly share the show and invite others to follow. The 2 minutes, very interesting national conversations we're going to be having here this morning. Kindly, you don't want to miss these very, very important conversations about your country. And these are your little way of contributing or saying, you know what, this is my country, but I want to be this way. Mr. President, I'm not pleased about this, about that, and stuff. Back then, people now have these platforms, their voices were being heard. You have the opportunity now to speak and contribute. So share the show as far as it can. This is a way of protesting the bad governance in your country. This is a way of advocating for good governance, respect for the rule of law, and of course, return to status quo. Returning to status quo means returning to the rule of law culture, and of course, returning to the spirituality. As it appears, it looks so very clearly that the government is kind of drifting our country away from the too much. They be like God business. So it seems like we're drifting a little bit. I don't know how many of you observing these things, but a lot of signs, from the way people are going about certain things in the country, exactly what their ulterior motives are. Venetia Junior Bar is joining from Niku Town, and then you have Henry T. Toh Jr. as well. Is joining us. This is Limur Boom Pekin. Chairman Boom Pekin is joining. Giflo, Voiwolo, Maulu F. Fofana, Patrick Kiadi, Emmanuel Dix are all joining, and Seyon C. Do, Emmanuel Willie as well. Senel Dagosa Mega is also joining from Pokpa District in Grand Cape County. Emmanuel Bro, Junior Johnson, of course, Clarence Doe, Ahmed MTCC. This is Nama Sne, Momudu Kiatamba, Koboi Wido is also joining. You have Swaindo Rare, Dennis Seyon, Henry Yango is joining from Wither in the US. Samuel Light Cooper has also joined in. Charles Wia, Yasa Sharif, my dear sister. This is Abenigo Bala Niton as well. Alaska Pay, Augustine T. Musa, Ernest Jibada Wajike, right? Okay, more and more people share the show, folks. We're about to start the conversation. Ruben Kane, my man from Gardnersville. This is Jerry Singh, B. Tokpa, Pablo Classic. This is Political Young. Okay, Political Young is going back to back. let me see. Political Young says, good morning. I think it's the same thing. Political Young keeps coming back and forth with. Okay, so I understand. So I thought you're having sharing different thoughts on different issues. J. Gawulu Johnson, Amar Jala Kamara. It's because of time. I'm just running through the names and recognizing your presence. J. Augustus Aro Yaba, Mohammed Gitawe, Mohammed. Good morning, my friend. Roland Sua. This is James Lamy, Steve Nangbe, Cecilia Logan. How are you, my dear sister? This is Philip Ta, Wallet, Wia. You have Solomon Sims, J.D. Williams, Quita Gayfloor, Elder Philip W. Barron, J.D. Williams, and others are very, very supportive when it comes to helping share the show and connect with other people. They do very well in that, and we applaud and appreciate your support. Fatu Kone, Honorable Papi Success Keita. Okay, last and last of people. You have Matthew Bear, Yolo, Princess Gotolo, Banja. You have Mary Tule, Yasa Koli. So keep dropping your reactions, and folks, keep dropping your reactions. And of course, this is exactly where we are. So, folks, the Liberian Lone Star has slipped in the hands of politicians, and today you have social National Executive Committee members of the Unity Party that have surrounded themselves with the pride of our nation, the Lone Star, and it's even been argued that they're also using the Lone Star as a channel to funnel state resources for their benefits and all that. We see that because the question becomes, why are all the National Executive Committee members of the Unity Party so interested in the Lone Star? And then they're making a lot of big budgets. And somebody is saying just for mobilization and what have you, blah, blah, blah. The chairman of the Unity Party said, we need some $10 million. And I'm told 10% of that will go to the chairman and his committee, right? You can do your math on that. This is the same man that took the inauguration money. Can you remember? And this is it. So imagine giving $10 million of our Lone Star mobilization money for the African Cup of Nations 2027 qualifiers to Luther Tap at $10 million. You see, right? So the first test of these Unity Party executives that are now running the Lone Star or the Liberian Football Association to a larger extent, right? And this is going to undermine the credibility and the momentum and general support that the Lone Star actually needs. If you put politicians and you take politicians and put the Lone Star in their hands, you have to be able to delineate between political support and, of course, the LFA operations. But if you take politicians, you put them on the National Executive Committee, blah, blah. I mean, and the way you try to do yours is so very, very clear and broad as to what your intent are. And ever since they get there, they're calling BB money for the Lone Star, right? Imagine to go play right here in Sierra Leone, Lone Star didn't get boss. All the BB money they calling, Lone Star had to rent. And you know they have rent people buses that can be coming transporting people. They all have rent buses that can be coming, right, from Lugatu to be transporting people that they want. United Party people when they rented, to carry our border to Sierra Leone for them to go flog them. But if you just look at the budget, what the men put in that one day friend to go right at Sierra Leone, you hold your head, right? So I just wanted you to know that. And so we are in the second week, right? The second full week of June, and the CDC anniversary committee has been putting in a lot of work, and it's important that we let you know, because this week, as part of our own efforts to ensuring that the nation is prepared and put in the right frame of mind for the massive, heroic, events in Grangeda County. We're going to be speaking to individuals from the southeast, particularly the southeastern counties, the leadership there, the setup there, to tell us, and of course, send some information to their people as to what they need to do and all of that as the party prepares to descend on Zulu Whiskey, right? So yes, the plannings are on, and thanks to the Central Committee Chairman, Senator Glebo Brown of Maryland County. He has been putting to bear a lot of excellent leadership in coordinating, and of course, one good thing he has been doing is reaching out beyond borders and ensuring that everybody come on board and taking the whole thing. but anyway, so yes, Grangeda County. The CDC anniversary celebration is coming to you right there at your doorstep, and we must commend the preparation, the grassroots preparation that you guys are undertaking. We're hearing lot of information, and we like to tell the government that look, being the ruling party does not make you the owner of the country, and you have to deny other people. Your provocations have been times without number, and the political opposition like bro have been very matured and have always ignored your provocations. So please, the people are going way down there to go have their programs. And you have one man calling himself senator, and he think he can try to play politics with the people program. It has to stop. I mean, right now, you let the poor go to the program, the move from there, they come back, whatever they pass, however they do their program. That's none of your business. They are not interrupting you. You're going ahead with whatever you're going ahead with. So you're pleased. You say the people not coming by, the people say we agree. The people being their party haircut. You say the people not coming by, the people say we agree. The people say we're going to celebrate our anniversary. They will not coming by. Then why you worry? You lead the people. The people are not coming back. The people that finished already. CDC finished. CDC not coming back. But any small move the people won't make, you're shivering. You're shivering, right? Any small move, you're shivering. So you're panicking. You're leading people. The people not coming back already. Like your man empire get the presidency, your ticket for you're eat it. Right? The people agree. But you're leading people, let the people be the haircut. You're leading people, let the people celebrate their anniversary. What a big deal about that one again. The people not coming back already agree. So the people okay with the opposition. Y'all let it chill in the opposition. So why are you afraid of the people? The people coming back, you're afraid. They won't go celebrate in Kanjida. Then you think you got to, what have you? But anyway, that is that for you. Now, fellow Liberians, our country is at a very critical juncture. And not only that it is critical, but it is very, very important, as these moments are affording all of us an opportunity to truly discover for ourselves what objectivity means, what sincerity means, what nationalism means, what patriotism means, in the eyes or through the prism of those individuals and voices and names and people and personalities that we saw here. Standard that they held to, and the standard and the inconsistency we are seeing today. So, you see, these rescue movements are very great national movement for reflections, and of course, it's important for us to be very, very deliberate in our assessment of everything that's happening in the country currently. Now, and I like the way they are going on. I like the way they are going on. So we'll come to that. But, you know, the World Cup events are around the corner just a little bit. Let me just digress. Let me digress a little bit and talk about sport. You know, small sport. I already started with Lone Star. So Lone Star actually whipped in Sierra Leone 1-0. Imagine we're being flogged by Sierra Leone. Can you imagine that? And, you know, Sierra Leone that has taken up to 8 years to just rehabilitate their national stadium. I'm just telling you how a challenge their program is. And then a government that keeps, peddling narratives of doing more for sports, right? And I listen to former youth and sport minister Wilson the other time. You know, some of these guys, they're big brothers, but then if you try to call it exactly what it is, then other people get offended. They'd be like, oh, this, that. But I like to call speed a speed. I don't care how you feel about me, whether you want to work with me or not, that's up to you. But I like to be as organic as I can possibly be. And it's good for the society. It's good, right? That's not being rude like other people try to misinterpret it, but that's just being blunt. Kim say, oh, the poor doing well, so then the poor are doing well, and then we're unable to beat Sierra Leone. So what is the benefit of whatever well or investment they're making into the sport? So they put this money there and put it in their pockets, and then they do not support real programs that generate good results. But that's another conversation for another day. Sierra Leone has just flogged Lone Star, so you can imagine. Look at the zone we are in. In fact, I'm told Mali or in that zone, Cape Verde, again. We're in a very tough zone, right? I'll ask Thomas to give us the full list, but I think, yeah, we should be in zone with Mali, Tunisia, Cape Verde, and all of that. All of you know, do you know Cape Verde? Anyway, so the World Cup, but the part of the World Cup, I don't know whether you follow. So FIFA gave some money to Shakira and Burna Boy. You all know Burna Boy, to do the official FIFA song. So they produced the song. But then you all know this American YouTuber, Asho Speed. So then Asho Speed did an unofficial song for the World Cup. But it's like Asho Speed unofficial World Cup song has generated, fans, support. The fans are going for Asho Speed unofficial. Asho Speed is an amateur musician. He's a YouTuber. He's a screamer, right? So the man did that. But then Shakira and Burna Boy did something. But then the ones are not ready. Something, man. The reactions, in fact. The reactions, if you go YouTube, you go other places and stuff. I'm sure before they the show ends, I'm having some internet problem. I'll play the two songs. If I get the time to play today, I'll play it tomorrow. So you two can be the judge on it. It's saying a lot. Pay a lot of millions to. I don't know. I won't be correct with the figure, right? Pay a lot of million, and then the YouTuber just sit down in your place, put something together, produce it. You know, Asher Speed, the man, energy, energy king, right? So that is that. But let's talk about our country. Let's talk about things that are going on and happening in Liberia. Like I enlisted, we are talking critically 2 to 3 very important things going on in Liberia today. Now, let's begin with the Catholic Church rejection of the public health bill that's been supported and being sponsored to be passed by the Joseph Boakai administration. The Catholic Church says that it identifies in the bill a section that's seriously contravening the ethics of religion, which is the protection of life. So, but it seems that the government is promoting and supporting the passage of a law to grant abortion in the country. That means it will be by law you can go ahead and kill. I like to put it that way. Abortion, that killing, you're taking life. And the church does not agree to that. The mock does not agree to that. Religion does not subscribe to abortion. Just as religion does not subscribe to same-sex marriages. Right? These are unreligious, devilish, demonic practices in the realm of religion. Right? These are satanic issues. But now, so the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Liberia has strongly opposed the abortion-related provisions contained in Liberia's proposed public health bill, declaring that it does not support the legislation in its entirety because the legislation contains, right, a condition that violates spirituality and that violates God's command and instruction. It's God that gives life, and that's what life is not supposed to be taken, because it's going to be state endorsement of murder, because life is supposed to be taken naturally, right? But anything outside of that, then that murder, you have category and degrees of murder. But then when the state goes and enact a law and say, okay, it's by law, there are other form of killing here, you can do it. So the church said, no, we can sit here as the moral voice, as a moral institution, as a spiritual institution. We can sit here and allow that to be permitted in our land. I've not heard the Muslim Council say anything. I've not heard other church denominations say anything. At least I've seen this from the Catholic Church, and it's important to give them their flower. For those of us that believe in religion, for those of us that believe in God. So this is what the church is saying. The church is saying no. And the church says this declaration, right? Say declaring that it does not support the legislation in its entirety and distancing itself from a recent endorsement by the Interreligious Council of Liberia. The Interreligious Council of Liberia is supposed to mean, right, that body, right, the meeting point for all the religion in the country, all the religious set in the country, the meeting point. They're all of them, Muslim, Christian, blah, 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 all of them. So that is a council that reflects the ideological, religious view or perspective of all of the denominations in the country, and of course they contribute and ensure that they promote coexistence and religious tolerance, and they always work with government to ensure balance in how things, from the way I understand the way it's supposed to be, right? Whether it is that way, that's another debate. In a statement issued on June 7, 2026, the Catholic bishop said their attention had been drawn to a position taken by the Interreligious Council. And what is that position? The Interreligious Council position was to endorse and, of course, also call for the passage of the new public health bill in its entirety. The Interreligious Council said they should pass the bill in its entirety, inclusive of that abortion portion. The Catholic Church said no. In fact, we rebuke the bill for the fact that it has this, section 10 point something that we'll get to. Part 10, chapter 49. For those of you that have access to the bill. So the bishops emphasized that while the Catholic Church shares common values with other faith communities, including justice, peace, reconciliation, and human dignity, it does not agree with the Council's support for the bill as currently drafted. It does not. The conference recalled that on August 29, 2023, it had already urged the National Legislature to reconsider provisions contained in Part 10, Chapter 49 on sexual and reproductive health. And that is the most tensional aspect of this law. And many people believe in order to cover this law, that's why they developed that whole thing, like they come and reform the health policy, but they wanted to pass these abortion and gay-related laws in the country. The Catholic Church said no. We will not sit here. We want to be on record. We want to be on record so that God knows. I know we do not. And they did not sit it in hidden. They came out publicly. According to the bishop, their opposition is rooted in Catholic doctrine, which holds that human life is sacred. And I believe every other doctrine, even Islam, in fact, you don't even joke with that. That human life is sacred from conception until natural death. Not other means. Not natural death. Right? But not by any other means. Citing biblical teachings and the Catechism of the Catholic Church, the conference reiterated its rejection of what it described as justified abortion. So basically, the advocate for this will come out with all kinds of different narratives. They will tell you, some of the people say pregnancy by choice and by chance. Sometimes some of these people, no, you have funny reason to justify abortion. You have funny reason to justify murder and killing. We say no. First of all, people are conscious, and before somebody gets impregnated, they can either enter a room or they can go somewhere or whatever. They will remove clothes on them. And there are other kinds of situations that are permitted. Even religion will grant you some listening ears to those ones. But under normalcy, you create an environment where young children will just be passing around and then they be taking up belly, passing around, taking up belly. So you're trying to short circuit procreation, right? And God's instruction to us is to come and fill the wall. But then you come and say no. You don't be burning too much. And then you have people passing around telling people, family planning, do the other one here, do that other one. So the church says no. What do you think? What's your view about it? And then, why is the government interested in this law? What reason? Look at our population. Many economists have argued that the lack of opportunities and the fact that Liberia is not positioned very well to attract big investments in the country is because our market is small. When they say the market is small, they're talking about our purchasing, capacity. The number of people that businesses will have to sell to, they're small. So, and then you pass a law that says, or that stops or give people the permission to start burning. Already the law is not there, other people are doing it, but when they do it, when even the practitioner, the health practitioner is caught in the act, there are penalties. Now you can't make a law. The church said, no, we don't want that. So why is it a kind of breath control, trying to control breath in the country? So we keep becoming weak. We keep and remain beggars in the country because our capacity to generate on our own, our capacity to attract, instead of position where we detect with people based on the strength of our numbers and our population is no longer there. Look at Sierra Leone, look at the numbers, look at Guinea, look at the numbers, look at Ivory Coast, look at the numbers. Our surrounding, we are still languaging around 5 million people. Our places, butchers everywhere. Our cities are empty. We have lots of cities. You go there, you can count people. But yet the government says they want to introduce abortion law. So whether you want to address it from a social standpoint or you want to address it from a religious standpoint and just general look at what it is from an economic and business perspective, do you think this is the right kind of law that the government should be proffering or should be contemplating on? Especially, should we be more interested? How does this enlightenment contribute to a better Liberia, right? A more viable society, where the government now considering laws that enhances job creation, builds capacity. But the government is bringing about laws that violates church principles, mosque principles, religious principles. But this is supposed to be the government that came to rescue the country. This is supposed to be the government presided over by a deacon. This is supposed to be a government of people who are sophisticated, more patriotic, like they always try to make it seem. And they don't want you talking about these kinds of things because they want to pass it undercover and all of that. Before you know now, then you see things happening around you. So, but we are freedom. We bring these things up for you to look at. Now, let's go to the second part. The second part of the conversation we want to talk about this morning. Okay. The second part we want to look at this morning is because this one have got to do with job loss. This one have got to do with job loss. It's got to do with a lot. It has to do with support for maintaining for our healthcare system, our education system, our community, our environment. The Swedish embassy, the closure of the Swedish embassy in Liberia. This is a very big blow. At such a time where there is difficulties for job and the government has attracted absolutely nothing to the country, and to begin seeing people who were here contributing and the environment was supportive to have them and they were working side by side, leaving the country at a time when we need them most. But remember, and part of it has got to do with a lot of things that you need to start thinking about. Mind you now, when the CDC government was in power, the United Party campaigner said that NGOs and foreign partners were leaving the country because the CDC government. Because George Weah was president and they didn't want to work with George Weah, and George Weah did not have the contact there were also boys in the government, blah, blah, and so the people were leaving the country. So we needed to bring Unity Party and Mr. Boakai to bring these people back to the country and ensure that they remain here. But ever since Mr. Boakai became president, we're counting up to 3 years now. None of the partners that left this country, Wiata has returned. He has never attracted any new ones. And in fact, the ones that we are left here, the ones that remain here, that we are and the people maintain here, are even leaving. And save me whatever policy issue you want to talk about on the other side of the globe, right? Because this same reality existed with the WIA period, but the government today that was opposition then counted it as governance failure on the part of those that were in power. So, judging by that and holding their argument as the yardstick for reasoning, right? It is, for the most part, logically fair to say that it is governance failure and breakdown in the system, the abuse for the rule of law, that's making Liberia unattractive, and of course, people are leaving the country. Is it fair to say that? Because that was Mr. Boakai's own position when OMIL pulled out with all of its, subsidiary agencies and all of that, all of them pulled out. They said, because governance failure. So all UN agencies were pulling out. But guess what? Boakai came, you said that have been here, right? Mercy Corps that have been here. They pulled out. And now you say it's adding to that. What does this pull out mean? It means that those, I may not be exact with the percentages, right? But of the working class in the society, the 5 to 10% of Liberian workers, people with job in the country, that were reliant on these NGOs that are being sponsored and financed by Swedish fund, right? They have all become unemployed without job. Okay. Businesses that used to receive contracts from these agencies that benefited from the presence of the Swedish in the country, these businesses are going to experience shrink in their revenues. And because their revenues will shrink further down, right? So what is going to happen eventually, they will adapt austerity measures. And that austerity measure is going to see they will cut staff to begin with. They will reduce salaries, they will cut staff. And when they begin to reduce salary and cut staff, these burning arts or this number of individuals that will lose job as a result of the Swedish, the closure of the Swedish programs in Liberia will add to the already bloated number of unemployed young people, unemployed Liberians that the government has in 3 years time failed to create absorption for. You understand? So if people start to argue that the government is not finding solutions, it's not addressing the issues in the country, and then these things starts to happen that further exacerbate the crisis in the country already, then we begin to ask leadership questions as to what is the smart alternative, what is the smart, supplements that the government has put in place, to compensate for these job loss and create a means to absorb these people, even if it is not at the pay grade of what the previous employers were paying them, but at least what is in place? Nothing. Absolutely zero. What is the man responsible for government planning and fiscal management? Augustine P. Gaffon. And I saw yesterday, the man went somewhere, they were Father of the Year. And when you see these things happening in the country, these are all the signs that indeed times are hard and times are tough. So churches and organizations put themselves together now. They see that they create this award ceremony as a means for revenue generation. So once in government position, Finance Minister go there, they give him a war that he does not deserve? What makes that man a father? A father that been failing the economy, right? Pregnant women are delivering on the street. You get that man father of the year. The man says over the economy. Women be better are delivering in the streets. People are dying at hospitals, at healthcare centers because there is no drugs in the hospital. The man who presides over the economy, and you award that man father of the year in the same country, right? You award that man father of the year in the same country. That hunger to make people do that, starvation, lack of news, lack of independence. The government failure has robbed Liberians of their independent judgment. So now people are acting on their bellies. That's exactly what institutions, individuals are acting on their bellies. They've ignored their principles, they've ignored their values, and they're just acting based on whatever they can get to sustain themselves. Who looks at a Gafford and give him and bestow any kind of dignified honor on him in these times and moments, right? When the man failure is everywhere. Anywhere you pass, you see remnants of the man failure. Clear. We can't get water in the city. After all of the big mosques around here, Mo Ali is clearly using the LWSC and the raptured, right, situation as a funnel for looting the corporation's cover. Because pretty much tell me, in less than 3 years, I'm told that there is a reporter 18 times raptured of the Telesys main line, right? So what quality of technical and solution finding that the team presided over by Mo have put into place that they have to go fix one pipe 18 times, 18 other times? Don't you think that is a window for stealing from the country? And every time they go to repair, I'm told they spend between $60,000 of poor taxpayers' money. Right? 18 times. What is the technical ingenuity, right, in ensuring that we are safe of this, we save this money as a country? You have a bunch of useless, inept, partisan bigots presiding over the country and are failing daily. And they think basically what they can do is to always try to burn and blackmail people and what have you. And this is exactly what is going on in the country, folks. You say not yet, no job for the people. So where are you going to carry your CV? UL is contemplating putting a graduate. I'm told. I think they put you further down a little bit and what have you. Other universities are putting out graduates, right? Your mom, your pa, your uncle, and that was sponsoring you in the different universities and schools, Broca team, and the people that are employing them, all the people packing their load, they say they live in the country. No job for them. Broca has not been able to bring one job in the country. This is the real issue. You have to ask the rescue government, what have you brought that's creating employment for the people? Okay, you say it's living. Do you know how many agencies under you say? How many small projects you say involving? Do you know the payroll of all the different agencies you calculate? You know how many Liberians are going out of job? The government has not said a thing about that. They don't want you to have conversations about these things. So Liberians, sometimes we present you these things and then you sit down, because this is a country, whether you like it or not. You sit down and you make decisions whether your country is going, if your country is going beyond. But at least you will not say you don't have the information. We're providing you the information. So we put you in a position to know what is happening with your country. And if you want to be blind, sycophantic, loyalist, that's up to you. And if you want to stand for your country, because look, listen, there's a danger to blind loyalty. Because if you keep pampering the excesses and ineptitude of these guys in power because of partisan sentiments, what's going to happen to you eventually? You are investing in a future for your children where they will come here and they will lack anything decent that can make them who they actually should be. So the time that you are tired, you do not have the capacity to do anything. There is no foundation in the country. Healthcare is down. Schools are bad. They are expensive, overly expensive. You do not have the means because you supported a rogue regime. When people like us were exposing the shortcomings of the regime, you refuse to add your nationalistic and patriotic voice to push the government to deliver, because when the government delivers for everybody. The government delivers, and the delivery of the government will guarantee a future for your children and your grandchildren. You do not see this conversation from that perspective. You see it from narrow partisan, standpoint, and which is absolutely very, very bad for you. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you are going to feel the pinch. You are going to feel the pinch. You're sitting there in the mud. You're celebrating tribalism. You're celebrating partisanship. And does partisanship, tribalism, doesn't put food on your table. So because this man is a kissing man, and you think you have to outrightly, blindly support this man, even if he's leading the country to hell, right? Does that put food on your table? Does that pay the fees of your of your children, right? Do that pay your medical bill? Does that? I mean, your old people in the interior, they are sick. You can't even pick their calls because you do not have the means. Times are tough in the city, and you don't want to admit. And then when the old man is passing, for you to indicate that we are vexation because of the dying situation in the country, you start to stand beside the road and subject yourself to a kind of servitude. Should you be doing that in this day and age? Look around you. Look at your mates. Look at Ghana, Nigeria. Look at the young people in this country. Look at what they're doing. See your kids. Your kids are turning to Zogos on a daily basis and are listening to Konotape sit down and say no ghetto. You know, yeah. Konotape, I don't let that thing you can be doing. I don't like it. What are you making fun all the Liberian people for? You're taking that. We the one you're giving it to. You get the audacity to sit on national radio, but you see, this is what you get if the system is programmed to praise singing. At the end of the day, you cannot give any kind of technical report, situational report, or whatever you preside over, because doing so is equated to criticizing from within. And you understand? So you also what happened with Sheikh Kuyate. So you cannot give a technical, objective views about what is happening in the country. You can't anymore. So you find all these people have become lies mongers. They're peddling lies. Who sits in this day and time and say no ghetto in Monrovia is environment anymore? Sometimes you start to ask that person who's talking, what is something wrong with them? 0776-104-104-06-500-104. Let's say your view on these. What is the abortion law? What is the usage situation and the adverse effect on the country and the breakdown in the society and the lack of job and means and creativity on the part of the government to ensure employability for Liberian citizens and the effect it has on us, our children, and our future. 0776-104-104. 086-500-104 plus 231-86-500-104. For those of you in the diaspora, these are the numbers to call. The Catholic Church have spoken. Let's see what your views or reactions will be. Good morning.
Good morning, Freedom Family.
Good morning. Hello, you're live. Your name, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from DC community, which is Do community.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Brother Abu.
Morning.
I follow your talking point this morning. I really want to applaud you first for the salient talking point you always raise. My friend, this country, I don't really know. I see somebody this morning on Voice of Liberia getting angry with men of God saying things. And I told people this country is a serious problem. If this very citizen can get problem with men of God, so happy for propaganda.
But how you run a country on propaganda?
Yeah, how can you run a country on propaganda and it's very citizen?
You take our life, our future, everything. You run it on propaganda. Our health, people are dying in hospitals. You say propaganda.
And I see people from the other side, oh, we're proud of propaganda. Now you be no propaganda. Why so passionate about propaganda when we boasting about people knowing propaganda well? Say, for example, you heard it right. Already we saw UN down, and they were cutting down justly. They were not cutting down because of the government. They have done excellent for this country, brought peace. They drew the jet, there was a 203, and anyone 206, he become president. They got it to democratic and show Labrador Mitchell. So they have to cut down and go to other trouble spots.
Okay.
But like I said, because of lies, the other people make it look like it was something because of somebody hatred. Why must you be treating Labrador? And I see Labrador sit there and supporting people who keep lying to them.
All right. Thank you from Doe Community. Good morning. Let's go somewhere else. Good morning. The caller is not ready. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm James Reliable Timothy, and I'm calling from Yesterday Butterfly.
Go ahead.
Reliable, thank you first of all. For me, I just want to say the government is trying to do this because just recently they arrested a woman who said there's an Ebola patient here. This government is struggling. They are broke. They don't even know where to start from. So they are finding all means. But now we expose them in everything they do and whatever they may play. That's all some of us can say. God will protect us, even we who can see. Because in this government, recently I think you can see we were protesting. And like my brother just said, those who defend the truth or those who defend the truth out of lies, well, they're living here. They are spiritually blind. Some of us here we don't see, but when we brag.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, don't tell me to come. We'll get there. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Momo Kelly. I'm calling from Congo Town.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you, are you a journalist or you are a propagandist?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Jesse. I'm calling for Sanja Mawabia.
Go ahead.
How do you know you didn't party for it? Yeah, that's the thing that that process. I jump on that.
I ended the minute so the money so that today after all the many years today man as well.
Yeah, everything in the past. Everything in the past for 2023.
Okay, no, we go to the man of God. We don't hold the man of God. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The honorable talk on the second OT without calling for Uminga. You know, the issue of what you just said about the health law, they don't fund an second educated person called the law who honor President we administration that held a lot of that bill. And he will step down this time around because his tie is there as to the person we can see. He's done by barbaric and all and social justice will punish him for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very kindly. Thank you very kindly. And of course, the Kelly Church have already helped all of us to expose it.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning, my sister. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, Abu, what you expect? I know stop and what you expect for you to say? If you are in a wheelbarrow carrying your bag and run, we see how will you say there's no ghetto in the country? How will you say that's the many people? So I'm not bringing people, Abu. I have been people last and they burn for the power. So they will always be better than last. And then they are doing two. They are telling you I'm going for the two. No. They get to all over the place. And then there's just coming in the.
No, but Massey, they're not the talking point. And right now, we're talking the government won't legal last abortion and also the NGO and pulling all the living in the country, the poverty and the lack of job in the country. That's what we're talking about.
But what about living in the country? That's the power now. What about living in the country? We are one day, we are one day for living. Now they are come. What about living in the country on our secret? So how they for us? You see, they're supposed to be, they know what they're doing. They know nothing yet. They go for all the government. Nothing is showing to the people, to the whole one, and they come, they country about law.
But the government said they were going to bring all the NGO back, but then other people leaving the country. So why?
Yeah, that is my brother. If you lie, it can haunt you. So they are haunting the people. So go and put people
there. They probably rescue or issue or.
Thank you,
thank you very much. My brother, good morning from the Netherlands, right?
Yeah. Good morning, my dear brother Abu Sheriff, and let me say good morning to the people of Liberia.
Morning.
Yeah, Abu,
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you so much, my dear brother. You spoke excellently well. I mean, all of the things that you outlined are actually things that are affecting our country and are things that Liberian people are currently going through on a daily basis. I will quickly on the issue of the abortion bill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this government is lacking serious international support in terms of funding. So everything that comes to this government in terms of funding, the government will sign onto it because they are desperate to want to measure with the achievement of the CDC. And there's nothing there. So the government is desperate to do anything. Because imagine...
So you think it's because of money and they're trying to legalize abortion in the country, in a Christian country, so to speak, like many people will say?
Obviously. Now, a supposed deacon, Baptist deacon, like Mr. Barker, he doesn't care about his faith anymore. But they are desperate to receive funding for international community because they want to showcase that they are more connected internationally than the CDC. But which is not the case because everything that the government condemned in the past 6 years, they are tracking on the same path. In fact, they are even doing worse now than what CDC did. Now, even what they are boasting of in terms of international recognition, the CDC will start the UN Security Council. This is something that the CDC initiated. And they said, the CDC damaged the image of the country. But there's something that we initiated. There's something that was already on course. They only took about 95%.
But what they are trying to do with this abortion bill, this is the actual damaging of the country image.
I mean, the religious people in the country now, there's the time for our people to stand up. I mean, the religious people should be able to speak, the Liberians, the civil society. I mean, you are doing the right thing. You are conscientizing our people. And the people should see this from a very patriotic standpoint because a very patriotic and nationalistic perspective. People should not look at this from a political view. I mean, like I listened to one caller saying, Abu, are you a propagandist? Abu, you are being very honest and you are very patriotic and nationalistic. You are saying things from a very clear perspective. And Liberia should see it that way.
Thank you.
Not, Liberia is actually retrogressing. The country is retrogressing under Mr. Barker. And Liberians will have to take a decisive decision comes 2029.
Okay, thank you very kindly.
Because if we don't replace these people, the calamity will be very, very dangerous.
Okay, all right. Thank you very kindly, my dear brother. From the Netherlands, Vani Kamara is joining. And of course, so yeah, this is it. We are faced with a very turbulent moment in our nation's history currently. Good morning.
Morning, Abu.
Morning.
Yeah, there's Rico calling my partner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bro, Abu, you sometimes you have not observed something. But let me appreciate you first for this morning bringing out that abortion bill. This government is carefully creeping towards key right.
But it's inside the health law. We found time to unpack the whole health lawyer for you all to see.
That's why when you saw the Methodist Church having the difference here, the police were always in the interest of those who were pushing the agenda of key right and going against the others who were saying no, it's not to be practiced in this church. To the point that the picture the chief bishop in this country.
But like Vani said, the government is desperate for money and they're doing this. So my question would be, how the government would sell the soul of the country for money, Benny?
No, you know, it is the devil that working. It is the devil that working. When you sign contract with the devil, these things happen unknown to you. That's why you see going on. The money they will see the money, they will not benefit it. That's what will happen to them. It's
only thing is that we regret because it is our future and children's future that is in jeopardy. But other than that, the people, they will pay for everything they are doing to this country. Somebody just died to Redemption Hospital all because of frustration. Carry your daughter there, your daughter sick, then they say, go pay the money, go pay that money. Yeah? The woman run outside, come for the money to go pay. When first you get back, you see your daughter lying down in front of the hospital there. She yourself say on that. Then you put on desperate lying communication together and telling black people that the two people went to the hospital dead on arrival. Who carried them there? Who carried the two people dead on arrival at the hospital? Let them get it new. These things are not good for our country. You lie that you cannot defend those lies, they will always catch up with you.
Okay, catch up with you. Eugene Jibo, you'll be our last caller on this segment. We can move to something else quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu, and thanks for the opportunity. Like this, my name is Eugene, and I call you from Capital Bypass. So, Abu, I just want to speak on the issue of the statement being issued by the Catholic Church of Liberia. First of all, let me appreciate the Catholic Bishop Conference for coming up with a strong statement. Look, there's like the statement said, no, there's no one that have authority over life, and nobody should take away life. We should not be signing document to take away life. The issue of abortion should not be legalized in our country, and I don't believe, as well I'm a Catholic, but I don't believe that even the Muslim or Islam, we endorse that.
For what?
Yeah, so it is totally unacceptable. Our government should not path on go on a path to legalize abortion. If there's any way that you want to use to get resources, you find a better procedure to do, to carry on board. To say you want to legalize abortion, any attempt to do that, you're also bringing the issue of same-sex marriage.
Yeah, everything is embedded within the same law.
We have to be very careful as to how we govern this country. Same-sex marriage, legalization of abortion, we are against it, and the government should not go that route. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Abu.
Okay, thank you very, very kindly. And folks, so that is exactly what it is. At least you are aware, and these things are going in the country, so the opportunity is yours to raise your voice, to speak out, and of course call the government and condemn them and tell them not to do it, in your respective places. These are the moves the government is making. At the moment that law passes with those aspects in the law, you should get ready to accept the fact that, to see man getting married, woman getting married, and all of these things are continued in the law. My name is Abu. Let's take this break. When we come back, we go into our final conversation right here.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. They can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, and I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, stopping crime for all of us, Crime Stopper Liberia. Folks, welcome back to the final lap of the conversation right here on Liberia's most listened to breakfast conversation. My name is Abu Sharif, fearless, bold, and unbending. So it's always a good thing, you know. And so I want somebody to help me with, they say, okay, they say the church that gave Gafon Father of the Year. You know, we need to start calling these people out. Wow. Yake Kolubana. My people. Yes, sorry. So Yake has shared a screenshot with him and Thomas Falla. I think at a point where Falla started engaging. And the reason I'm going to read this is exposing of what we have been talking about, that Rachel Kuhn is like, you know, like I mean, just saying on there as speaker, but he's not the actual man. And Falla says it. So apparently Falla was trying to reach out to Representative Yeke Koluba to join their blog. And this is what he told the mayor. He said, Yeke, my man, why can't you join our blog? Don't worry about the speaker. Kuhn is like my shadow. I run everything, including the committees. You and I both know the man is lazy. This was a message the deputy speaker sent to Yeke, in trying to lure Yeke over to him, painting and saying the whole picture of what situation is actually in their blog. Then he went on for, he said, I made him who he is today. All I need from you is to join our blog. This expulsion issue won't work, and it won't stand. I will personally take you to meet the president, and we will get this matter settled once and for all. We'll go to our main issue, but they were here. I saw the one, and you know, they're talking about it small. I told you they put not running your country, correct? For those of you that are asking, oh, this is it. So they themselves know that they did not move Yeke the right way and it will not hold. And it can only hold when they're trying to be political. So now they push the man in the corner to get the man to come on their side. What is that? Political intimidation, suppression, and oppression. They suppress the man, oppress the man, right? To force the man out of his natural conscience to join them. And in doing so, he tell the man, say, you know, I made Rachel Kuhn. They made a lazy man. Some of us say Rachel Kuhn a lazy man. Let me show you to the camera so you'll see. You're going to your page. Let me read. The thing I'm reading, you see the WhatsApp screenshot. He sent it to the man. So the man posted now. Man asking, Rachel Kuhn still your shadow? But anyway, keep it that. I mean, let's hold that one right there. You'll be munching on that one. What more Ali bossing all our problem there to justify allotment. Before Mo Ali move on there, all the problem in the country now boss. Before Mo Ali leaves the water and sewer as managing director, Rapture will be the nickname for LWSC, CKA Rapture. Water and sewer, aka Rapture. That will be calling it. Because every now and then Mo Ali go talk, he say, the other one, the 16 now Rapture again, 13 now Rapture, 36 Rapture. So you just forget about what been in the country because I just Rapture story. Same way go when we hearing about no new innovation, no new creativity. Every day that Rapture is talking about. So this Nigerian prelate from Nigeria that some government officials are pretending as if to say his voice is new, right? And as if to say this is the first time for a Nigerian man to prophesy about Liberia, right? Or to say a thing resting on Christian spirituality, and you know, about Liberia, governance, leadership, and what have you. Or whether this is the first time ever for whether a man of God, a woman of God to say something. I'm told somebody was telling me yesterday that during the period of Samuel K. Doe, there was a woman of God that kind of prophesied and said, I think predicted that the person was going to get killed or what have you, but citizens condemned her, they rejected her. For those of you, you know, maybe other people remember, somebody actually telling me that, right? And the person said that a similar thing we are noticing now. So they are compelled to reflect on what happened then and what is happening today. The same level of citizens condemnation, insults, and abuse that went to the lady because, of course, and you understand? So they insulted the lady, but at the end of the day, what happened? The president, Samuel K. Doe, truly got killed. And you see? So sometimes the truth can hurt. When the truth comes out, it can hurt people and they can be talking all kinds of things and doing all kinds of things. That is the power that truth comes with. It's sometimes very unpleasant. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't call, and you know, the name to me. I don't know whether that was Mother Dukley or which, you know, the mother. But it says something like that happened during Doe time, though. Somebody equally prophesied about the presidency, and then everybody in the country got angry and started insulting the woman. Say the lady of God, a woman of God. People started insulting her names, and people did not listen, blah, blah. And truly, the president got killed. And today, we're seeing similar pattern. We're seeing the same attitude. You're seeing the same thing, whether true or not. But we're seeing these things, and these things are happening. Okay. So I'm going to confirm that I need Mother Dukley. So yeah, it's correct. So that was Mother Dukley. So, well, Mother Dukley was from Liberia. But today, Professor is coming from a pastor or a man of God from another country. And the reason I told somebody, I said the reason is not that the prophets here or the men and women of God here don't actually challenge. People can get prophecy here. But the regime, the way they are proceeding, they put fear in everybody. Imagine the level of online rebuke that the man getting. Then when he was in the country, Gregory and Philly going to the main hall. But now you hear a different thing. So you think why the other people are not talking? That's the reason why the other people are not talking. So if you get nothing to praise, you either shut more. Or when you get an opportunity to talk, you got to praise. Or if you get nothing and you're conscious, so you have to say, oh, let's pray for the country. You know, let's pray for the country, and that's all. They're only preaching that you move. But our country is truly in a very, very difficult situation. For us, we are political pundits. We're political analysts. We're not too much, into all of that, and be trying to take time to unpack religion and stuff and things. No. So we're not going to pretend to be who we are not. But for what we've seen as media people and have listened to, we wanted you to know that, first of all, the prelate is not a new voice in Liberia. It is not the first time that foreigners have prophesied or predicted about situation in the country or the presidency. During Mr. Weah time, there were prophets that were equally prophesying on the presidency in the country. And the UP folks were running with it. You can remember, there's a guy from Ghana also. So why today Mr. Weah and people did not go after and start to question and condemn and insult those pastors? So why is the UP? They only respect you when you men of God, when you pray, singing them, and you worshiping them. But when you be truthful, you speak for the country and speak for the ordinary people, they can curse your man. The government, it doesn't matter who in the government, how big they are, whatever. All of them will start cursing man and Sonny. And you understand? So there are a few things we want to look at before we play the pastor's voice. I saw a post from Senator Cornyn that many Liberians should condemn the pastor, and blah blah blah, trying to make it like, the pastor has insulted the president and blah 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 and what have you. God people do not hold back. And I like God people that don't hold back, because God people, you're already working for God. Who is scared of? And anytime you see God people choosing their words, what to say, they're not real God person there. There's somebody else controlling them. But when you see God people look at you with all your power, with all your capacity and capability, and look at you and tell you the plain truth, real God people there. They know that you're very powerful. They know that you're a person, you can do anything to them. The next group of people to that are journalists. Because our training, we don't even see all that other thing. In all your journalism training you go to, you not see all that big title, and you're not trained to be afraid. You're trained to be brave, because the job requires that. And you understand? But the moment you see journalists trying to be extra careful and all of that, you know something is playing in between. I'm telling you. Good. Now, so they say in 2023, they seen Nigerian bishop, I try to get his name, came up and prophesied, right, prior to our elections, and said God had revealed to him that Liberians are about to go to the polls. I'm just paraphrasing, that Liberians are going to, the election you're going to, I have seen vision, right? Do not elect the oppositions. Vote for the ruling party. Your happiness is with George Weah. I do not know him. I've not seen him before. But from what I've seen, do not vote for the opposition. They will bring calamity. Fire will be everywhere. People will be crying. People will be hungry. Things will be tough. Do not vote for the opposition. God has spoken to me. The man said that, right? Can you all remember? But people ignored. The election went ahead. And people voted. And it was after the election when things started to happen, that's how some of our attention even went to the man and said, but you see, the man said it in here. What happened the first 2 years of Mr. Bwaka's presidency? Whom started getting fire? Unexplained fires. Every day there was fire incident in the country. Every day there was fire incident. Flooding. Right? Businesses started crumbling. Families started crying. Things became tough. Then you say, oh, the men are doomsday prophet. The men are fake prophet. The man said that. That was the election. The man was not campaigning for former President Weah. No. The man saw, and this is not your regular, God people. Go and do your own research about the man. See the man fleet. See what he owns. See what he presides over. See his edifice. And he has had several other predictions. He predicted about the Gulf, the crisis that are going there currently. Even in Lagos, he prophesied about Lagos and the jihadi operations. You think the men are even yet working and talk about Bwaka and then all of them making it say that, oh, man, go and follow. You stop being blinded by partisanship and what have you. When you hear something, you take your time, you go, you research. You find out the truth for yourself. That's why I've always told you, I said, the phone that in your hand, have power. Use it to enlighten yourself. Use it to inform yourself. The government people will lie. They are pathological liars. That's who they are. So, help yourself. Find out your truth for yourself. I will get the man's name quickly, right? So that you yourself will go and do your own research about the man and see what the man now say before, what the man now do before, what happened, and then you'll be able to say whether the way you're looking, let me yesterday my leg corner as a citizen and pray for my country. And more besides, the man has not prophesied only about Liberia, and now to say the mayor will call only Liberia or Bwaka because they try to make it seem he is Primate Babatunde Elijah Ayodele. That's his name on Facebook. Primate Babatunde Elijah Ayodele. And this man, once upon a time, prophesied about other nations. And not only Liberia. Like I told you about the Gulf nations. And today what happened there? You remember the war with Israel and Iran that saw the entire Gulf into crisis. Well, Israel is bombing Iran. Iran is bombing other part of the Gulf. And even yesterday, Iran is retaliating for Israeli attack on Lebanon. Israel struck Beirut. Iran struck the northeastern part of Israel. So you see, the crisis stay there. So I'm trying to establish the history of this man of God before you believe or disbelieve. And I'm not saying believe or disbelieve. That's up to you. That's not my business. Right? But I'm only trying to tell you that the narrative that the government folks are trying to put out there as if to say, oh, don't give this attention, don't give it. No, we don't have to be like that. We all went to school. Let's take our time. So each other way that you have to intervene as a citizen to save our country from the predation, we take that. Even though the government has to adapt the big yes, but the government is ignorantly moving. So for those of you that think condemning this man is demonstrating some level of patriotism, no, you're not. Because if you do not push the government to take heed and act accordingly, whatever that comes on us, we are going to face it. So we will not be like you, hypocrites, double-faced, inconsistent, hypocritical bigots who were all around here, right, giving currency to the lack of Prophet Key. That was United Party on Prophet there. Prophet Key that was causing man cause and causing all the women in the country here because he said he had disagreement with George Weah, and his own prophecy he got from God was to support rescue government to come. And the way to do that was to be causing man cause. All you United Party bigots and so-called independents that are supporting UP undercover, that opening your mouth, say, oh, the man inside the president, there's that. So all of them will put out here and start crying because of that. You were here sending GoFundMe to Prophet Key to be causing the mother of the presidency of our country, the wife, and all of that. You use it for entertainment. Yeke Koluba was here denigrating, desecrating the presidency under your eyes. And you will go to your different pulpit, you will preach, and you will ignore the breakdown in morality and dishonor and disrepute directed at the presidency because it was George Weah. So, and you come wearing the audacity today to tell all of us to start mooning because a pastor is saying the very truth that we can show by visual evidence in what the man is saying. Then he said, we almost start mooning. We are not going to do that. We're not going to condemn. We will not do it. You all are terrible hypocrites. That's who you are. Right? And I listen to Costa writing nonsense. The very Costa who introduced profanity on the microphone in this country because he hated George Weah. And that man, right, open his mouth today. It doesn't. What kind of people here? Who do you think they are? Who you think you think you're more inclined or sophisticated than other people in this town? Oh, you're getting a dose of your very medication you introduce. We'll listen to the prophet. We'll play the prophet for the country to hear the Google pastors, the Google prayer people that are in the country. When they hear it, they get eyes, right? Right? So they listen to it, they see, they'll start praying. That only it can help us, not denial. You're seeing the truth. You can go there, you can visit the old man, you can sit down with the prophet, you can see the deterioration. You can see the deterioration, you can see the living breakdown in the old man. But you ignore it because of selfish desires and aggrandizement. Right? Somebody says, wait there, and God put the thing in vision and send it to the man and tell the man, say it. The man say it for us to hear it, learn and correct and push the president to change course. Then you'll say, you'll be insulting the man. Then you'll be insulting the man. You think that we're talking about the country here and you're talking about party business? The kind of prediction that the man making, that kind of prediction that happen. When that prediction that happen in the town, you know what you're talking? So what we supposed to be doing? And we supposed to be praying so that it doesn't happen. Listen to the first prophecy the man gave, October 27, 2023. As the country was headed to the runoff election. So you think they made a new man?
You see, all the four classes of human will suffer. We We suffer. I'm not from Liberia. But that's the message of the
Then
Lord.
they pretending like they see the man, they know the man.
You should put that opposition of Bukini or Bukani.
Yeah.
Your president. Oh. Liberia will sink. Calamity will befall Liberia.
Yeah. This was the first one. That was in October 2023, prior to the election. This was the October prophecy, right? Believe it or not, it's up to you.
Joy again. The name Liberia will crash. This person has nothing to offer you. Spiritual Liberia will die.
Yeah, spiritual one, Baba will die. Now he collect all the spiritual leaders, he put them on board. That was the beginning of the crash. Their voices, you compromise their voices, you put them on board. They can't speak. The church is dead silence. The mocks. Imagine, and that's what we are saying. We're going to push before we're going to push for the removal of Imam Kari as chief imam, because you can't be a chief imam in the country and you say you get a president here, so you're not tough for the country. So this is something that's predicted.
We suffer. I'm not from Liberia, but that's the message of the Lord for Liberia. You should put that opposition of Bukini or Bukani to be your president. Oh, Liberia will sink. Calamity will befall Liberia. You don't expect joy again. The name Liberia.
And tell me, since after the November 8th runoff, have you seen joy, hate, brutality, killing, murder, breakdown, no here, no there, the government in disarray, businesses are shutting down, teams are getting hard, right? Families are crying, pregnant women are dying on the street, right? Drugs have taken over the young people's schools, are down, blind people can't get their support. So, tell me now, where's the law?
Crash.
That was the October That was the October that happened. And we saw the living manifestation of these things. What we didn't see here? Market women crying. The elderly crying. The disabled crying, complaining. Yana boys, Yana girls, every sector of the country, our capital building, all got a fire, burned down. Chaos erupted. If not because of the maturity, the civilization of the political opposition today, and some will see it as their leniency, they allow these things to happen. In other countries, there will be resistance. And that is the resistance that will create a problem. And then the man did the second one. Man came back again to say, this is what I'm seeing again. Liberians, listen.
Alert for Lagos State government. Ban Okada. Lagos State should ban Okada
This is
riders.
what he did in Lagos.
In all spheres of Lagos State, let them ban Okada riders. If we don't buy Okada riders, Okada riders all these wheelbarrow pushers, ban them. Ban beggars. So that they will not attack Lagos. So they attack Lagos, Nigeria will go in disarray. But these are warnings.
They may also warn. These are warnings. I'm not coming here. I'm not putting fear in another. You're warning. You're telling you, I want me spiritually. I can be able to see. I can't tell you. But they want you do it. They will attack Lagos. They will start abducting people. They will use motorcycle. They will do this. Burn it as precautionary and measures. and stop. Because when the people don't have vehicle to penetrate, it will be difficult. You will what? You will kind of sabotage their plan. You will kind of sabotage their plan. And you understand? Listen to the other one.
Burkina Faso must be careful of their security. They are planning to attack the security convoy that can cause massive death of their military personnel. Taiwan, I see that there is going to be a serious calamity in Taiwan that people may lose their lives. Likewise, in Tanzania, I see sickness ravaging in the country that can bring a kind of confusion to the entire country. However, let us ask all these governors, how did they do security votes?
You see that? So why all the other countries, their leader, their whole government, we can start cursing and insulting the men. But it comes to our men in turn, they open mouth calls on the people, on the people, pastor.
The time of that confusion, you will see it. Before you liberate to liberate you, time must have come. I told them in Liberia, I said your president is confused. They started howling, they are bragging. Let me give you one more. Your president is confused, but you cannot understand. Your economy will begin to, you will suffer in Liberia. Hardship that you have not experienced, you will see it. Your eyes will not open until when the president leaves.
You hearing that? They want not the political or the economic and all the narrative. They want that the spiritual, that the church owner view here about whatever conundrum that we find ourselves in.
Especially you one more time. Things will not go well because your president does not understand what it takes. He's confused. The time of that confusion, you will see it. Before you Liberia to liberate you, time must have come. I told them in Liberia, I said,
so what they do, we're wasting our time. We got to change. And for those of you, the man have said what he has said. You can go ahead, you get a puppy, 24 years, that's your business. So some people, they can prolong their calamity. Some people can find solution to it and say, no, this is let me move it from out here. But other people can endure it, they can prolong it. So it is not the prelate's business if you refuse to listen and find solution to your problem. You can't listen to Madam Mo Ali there insulting the man. Darius Delon. Darius Delon is condemning a pastor today because Darius Delon is pretty seated and is milking the system. Darius Delon decide what happened in the country. Appointed people all over. So you think Darius Delon will agree to the prophecy? No. Mo Ali will not agree to the prophecy because Mo Ali have a system where, right, here technical people can rapture the pope as many times as they want. They fail and ignore the technical, supply based on the capacity or the condition of the pope, and they can just say any kind of pressure, it busts the pope, then they say, oh, rapture, they go to collect money, they go back. So no questions of accountability anymore. Anything they want to get, you think that man want that system to change? No. So you get there, you insult, right? Bwaka Jaliba then will read nonsense because Bwaka sits in at Noka and they're abusing the laws, the petroleum laws. They're doing anything, giving businesses and contract to their friends and companies that they organize in the blue, right? Without any respect to the petroleum law and everything. So you think they want that kind of system to move? No. So obviously, They will sound the way they're sounding. But the most shocking of it all was the endorsement by the very people that can be fighting for Christianity in the time. There's someone a debate that ignite about Muslim and Christian. The people you can see fighting. I see them. Those people go on a Mo Ali post after Mo Ali insulted a Christian leader, right? They went on Mo Ali post and start clapping for the man. Something not looking too clear. When someone say, but it's not looking normal. My thing is the same way I would feel, right? Because I know what it takes to be an imam in the mosque, and you equally know what it takes to be a prophet in the church, or to be, a deacon, or to be a reverend. You know what it takes. If somebody try to exploit it for whatever means, that's up to them. But you know what it takes. But to reduce and direct verbages at that man is an insult on the church, and that for these government officials to feel comfortable doing that, right? And it is kind of looking really hard to fathom for me. Maybe there is an explanation or there's a justification for it, but I do not think so. And I've said consistently that, look, you can disagree with the man. You can say, no, you do not disagree. You can probably, pray against whatever the man is predicting. But some of the abuses and the insult that the man of God is receiving, and this man is not just an ordinary man of God or who is just speaking for the first time and what have you. Listen to some of them. This is Orita Bayon. Say, let he help free the children from kidnappers. Then the other guy said Nathaniel and Kompai Jr. is a Unity Party guy. He said he's a man of dog or man of ASS. Right? These are UP. You listen to them. Then Anthony V. Kesseley, a senior official in the president's office. You don't know the people that can be causing man cause on social media. So he also came and he said, global warning. You must be blind not to see how even some Nigerians are sucking it to him. Thief. He called the man thief. Then there's a Kama Mario Mazuke Bakana. Said, to hell with you. And he lashed the man. The UPs. Guys. You can imagine the level they have gone and the extent to which this whole power thing has corrupted their reasoning and their spirituality. They are willing to pass abortion law in the country, right? They are willing to insult men of God just for their power. Because they are stealing, they will nobody to talk. As soon as you talk, they start cursing your man, cursing your power. And so praising. The only people they celebrate are people who look at the suffering of the Liberian people and still call a Mele Augustine P. Gaffon and give him honor in such an economy and time. A man that deserves nothing but condemnation, right? Condemnation and rebuke. Hey, I'm a young man. And there's a whole finance minister. But I'm telling you, the troubles we are in is because of the dismal performance and handling of the economy by this Gaffon man. Right? A man who under his watch go to JFK, you see people sitting in the hallway. Patience! Standing up, no bad. Go to James David. Go to Redemption. Go government hospitals, no bed. No medications. People are dying. Kids. Babies are dying. a minister, and in a time. So isn't this a product of confusion in the country and in the government? You have a president. After introducing you, your protocol introduce you to come and speak. You wake up and start going outside. You leave the podium and start going outside. That what? They're not confusion. They're not mental confusion. President who has been in bureaucracy for almost all of his years mount a podium to speak to his audience and then asking protocol whether he should greet the people. They're not confusion. Pastor talk about that, you saw the man. The same president mounting podium, international cameras, everything on. You not know, say you tested, you need a drink or what? Asking somebody, I'm gonna drink some water, eh? But you think you need a pastor from Nigeria to tell all that one there? Is it all of these? Are they now wake up signs, or because you've been ignoring them? That is weak. People are taking advantage of the old man. He's our grandpa and our papa. But we're taking advantage of the old man to the point where they are targeting professional people. When you try to be professional in the government, they go after you. They're exploiting the old man. And that's why as soon as they ping, they come after you. They ignore their position in government. They can't start letting you. Because the degree of supervision, oversight that need to be on them is not there, and they're enjoying from it, they're exploiting it. So that's why they do not want you to say a thing about Mr. Barker. So you think the people causing the prelate, they didn't know? They know that they're stealing. So then you know the citizens that go to the very hospitals where you have to go stay, and I challenge any of you to say you ain't get the experiences. If nothing has scared you in this country, is for a pregnant woman, right? Not in the interior, but right near a major government hospital, right? To give birth on the street because there is no bed to admit her in. Under the watch of a finance minister, that somebody will go present say best man title to. Are the best men thing for sale in the country now? The TST church in Topo Village. A man who under his watch be better dying, no medicine. You call that man in God's temple, you call that man father of the year. For what? Human being dying, be better, pregnant women giving birth in the street. Because that very man cannot raise the necessary money to support the facility. That Sea Redemption went out of electricity and people die in that place. That who the finance minister, who's also in show? Wait more, tell me, man. Is it pastor man, right? That dude scared of you, so come and start compromising. Everybody not compromise. Because we know the time will come, the nation will get back to itself, and people will start seeing the reality. And all of you criminals, all of you passing around, there's some decent people in the government, they respecting yourself, right? All of you passing around, you're criminal, you're being insulting people that will scare anybody and stuff. Well, I mean, let's hear you, man. Good morning. 0776 104 104 06 500 104. Speak. For those of you that are church believing Christians, and it's up to you. You know, you read your Bible and you know the teachings. That not me supposed to can't tell you what your whole life you've been learning, you've been committed to. And then you come because of politics, and you see the reality. Look in the community. Right? Even rainy season, electricity can be stable. That's not a problem. Then you say what? Then your own pastor, church man can't tell you. Then you get nothing. It's in denial. You hasten to deny the reality. You start insulting the man. Right there, you know, sir, there's a problem. Go ahead, Eugene.
Thank you, Abu. For me, sometimes I just sit and wonder as to which country is this, like called Liberia, because Abu, just a few days ago, I don't know whether you saw it on Facebook. There's a comedian in Mama Liberia. He said something about religion, something about Christianity. He said he don't believe in Christianity and all those things. You have many of our friends who believe they are Christian and lambasting on him, jumping on Mama Liberia. The way they describe
but the same people turn around and insulting pastor.
Same people insulting bishop. If you agree with him or you agree with him, must you insult the man? The only thing we can do is just to pray against what he says.
Yeah, so that means that the man saying is that what they insulting the man.
He often said that God prevails to redeem.
God reveals to redeem. So revelation come because God don't want the country to go into it, so it come to you, then you got to work towards redeeming yourself.
You want to work towards it, but I wouldn't be that Eugene Joba would not be the one to say what the man is saying is not true, the man is fake, and all those things. We have to desist on these things. We don't know.
Okay, thank you. But I said liberation shouldn't fall for them, and I'll tell you the reason why people are more alina will be insulting the man because they are benefiting, you are not benefiting, and the calamity is going to fall on you and your children. So don't insult the man. Pray for the country. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu, and let me say good morning to you. Good morning. This is David King, an executive member of the Concerned Liberian for Justice. But you see, Abu, there will be no calamity. But in a much, if people can respect the man of God. Abu, he said something this morning. As a believer of the Islamic faith, no man will speak to any imam or any mufti in this country that you will make mockery of that party. Even you have some political affiliation that is speaking to that. You will never do that.
I will not feel good about it. I will not accept it.
But these guys are a bunch of pagans. They got no religion, and they claim to be Christian.
No, that government job blinding their eye, and they going against God in the church. They're Christians, though. I don't know. They are Christians, but because they're stealing, they're doing in the government. That made they even get time for God, but they're cursing the church.
What sort of government job will be your hair so swollen up on your shoulder that you will not understand common thing? What that man said before the election, is it not happening today in this country? Is it not happening? You can see Joseph, like he said, this man went to address the state of the nation. He started asking, and you tell the audience to say that, or they shouldn't say that. This is a man who has been for 2 years according to history.
Okay, thank you very much. Thomas Fastman, good morning.
So, Abu, this person has to you dance to the devil, right? So that the devil sits down. If you see the performing beyond $5 or $10 for their belly, and you think they will say the power, or men of God telling you before you send a kick to pass, you see the calamity all over the place. People taking our land and nothing you do about it.
Yeah.
You go there, you take for the parliament, and you say that the rest thing to do.
Then you take lesson play from people that are producing first class lesson play and go to put up producing plywood. Then you say they're not confusion.
Yeah, then you come by and say, "Well, back here, please have a lesson play. I will give you someone 1,000, how many thousand lesson play to go get an agreement." And see, they are doing the rest, and you talking on men of God. And see, the calamity, you see, on the pocket, what is the pocket? The men of God said this, but when you control by your belly, what can happen? When you control you by your stomach in the wheelbarrow, they give you $5 or $10, and what can happen? So nothing they will always say, but it's a scare for the people that do those things. And they get almost say, and they will say, "Oh, God is doing red," and we say, "Oh, the man saying the truth."
Yeah.
But he's saying the calamity, every day coming, that's not ready, and why you can follow back. That is so true. You can't see that.
Okay. All right, Master. Thank you very much. Time is fast spent, and a lot of all the phones are ringing. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you, man. Esmoka, Concerned Liberian for Justice. You know, the guys are only protecting their paycheck, and they don't know that what they made. Yeah,
some of them are insulting men of God now. They see people, some churches will start calling Father of the Year. Look how you go to May, Meda Gaffon Father of the Year. You look at the thing the country going through.
And what they need to protect is the very country. Because in the second, that paycheck can slip from your hand if you don't protect the country. But if you think you want to protect your paycheck, then you think that you're protecting President Bouaka, you make yourself a mistake. That's what I say on one of the sisters' show look around you. Are you not seeing sibling of what the man of God talking about? Look around you. Look at the economy. Are we not in a confused economy? Look at the country. Where you will get foreign force on your land, up the president, you hear nothing sound from your president. Is that not the situation?
You're taking all the thing from the government and the Liberian people, you're giving it to foreigners. Passport, you give it to foreigners.
Giving it to foreigners.
National ID card, you're giving it to foreigners. Driver lesson, you're giving it to foreigners. And city parking, you're giving it to foreigners. Jado Parker, Liberian, I mean, I don't know.
Because they need the money. They want to get the money in bulk and keep it because they are aware that they are not sure of black eye health condition. So that is why they are funding all of these Google agreements so that they can take it and keep it. So that when anything happens, they will not have anything to lose. That won't happen yet. So that man of God prayer, you that think that it's not true, go in your closet and pray, then you go open your eyes to see what. So our eyes are so why any man of God could have said, oh, Liberia going to flourish on a black eye. Just where were you going to say? So it's because what he saw as a man of God, you go against it. Liberia is in trouble. Let us prepare ourselves for the worst. I can't say it to anybody.
Okay, Edmund. Thank you very much. Let me take my brother Robert Pakuya. Oh, Robert, you're calling, but then your line drop off. Let me see. Okay, 0776 104 104 06 500 104. The numbers to call. Robert, you have 30 seconds. Go ahead, my brother.
Good morning, my dear brother. I will tell you. How are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, beautiful, my brother. Alhamdulillah, good.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Robert Pakuya, calling from Smart University College. I don't want to tell you, my dear brother. Prophecy is very.
Robert, you coming in low? Where are you also? Okay, much better. Go ahead.
I say prophecy is very important for this our country. It was a lake Mother Brooklyn. Prophecy and two that the whole bridge going to collapse and there will be a bloodbath into this country and that woman was beaten. Mercifully, seriously, I was here. That woman was beaten, that led her to her death. So if somebody sits in the corner and want to question pastors, you know, we are human and we are not pastor. I think it is necessary for to listen to pastor that will give up prophecy and things. But for people to start to condemn pastor prophecy, it's very dangerous.
Me that insult I get problem with. You can disagree with the man, boy. You start insulting the man. I think that was
yes. Even some pastors are doing it.
That was devilish.
So that's why I just want to inform you, it's very bad, it's not good for us. Because prophecy is important, it is good for us to listen to prophecy because Mother Duke said it yesterday, and those felt that Mother Duke was talking wrong things too.
Oh, Robert has left. Okay, let me take. Good morning.
Yeah, Abu. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, this is S. Biogatili calling you.
Go ahead.
Abu. I don't want to be political, neither do I want to be emotional or sentimental. I just want to be a Liberian this morning and make a conscious appeal to the president and his cycle. The president has people around him that has respect so much. Spiritual people, fathers of the land. The president should warn those civilians to shut up when it comes to spirituality. They have no insight. They don't understand these kind of sensitive matters. Spiritual matters will require spiritual people retreating and praying for the nation. Not insult. There are prophets of nations. God used it to speak to nations. That man is one of the persons. I remember, Abu, before the election, that man you said, at the time I used to be with Reverend Logan, that they all were been looking through Josephine David, that he wanted to have spoken with President Weah, that the election would not have been an easy election for President Weah. That he wanted President Weah to go to Nigeria or send an emissary to Nigeria, that he would have sent a jet plane in Liberia to take President Weah to Nigeria for bail. But that caution was ignored. That is the man you're talking about. Any kind of matter, spiritual people must converge and pray. There's a passage in the Bible where the prophet went to the kid and said, Ezekiel, and told him, put your things in order that you will die. There are prophets that speak, prophets who mention their words. They tell you as it is. Prophecy have 3 dimensions. It will happen, it's happening now, and will happen in the future. So it only takes spiritual people to decode that message that is coming to the nation. That emotional,
but then people who are church goers and should be understanding of this, how their reaction is not indicating that. And for the most part, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, well, I mean, I don't want to believe this coming from especially Christians and who, you know, are from the background and should be very, or knowledgeable about this, and then they're insulting the man.
You said something over there. You said something that you didn't recognize. You said it. When the man said the country will die spiritually, what you did on your microphone, you interpret what I then said. Is it not true that the nation, our spirituality is dying yet? Is it not true that the church that should be the conscience of society that should speak to evil is not in there with the government? Isn't that truth that many of our bishops, our imams are in government? Is the church really speaking? Is it not there?
It is.
You decode it. So it's not about individual. As a Liberian, I pray that the president succeeds. If the president succeeds, I will succeed. My children will go to school.
Yeah.
So that man, he's not cursing the president. He's telling the president what should happen for the nation to take spiritual position to pray against that.
Exactly.
That's it. They're insulting the man. Oh, thank you, Abu.
Thank you very kindly. These things, let me take the final call. Oh, time is up, but let me take the last call. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. Go ahead.
Thank you for the discussion. You know, I think I would say that the female of God said, I'm not going to qualify. But the thing when they were insulting the men, when we found out to get, when we qualify for the work of the company, you gain such a amount of money to that, no stop. You started talking to the men, they wanted their money. They were happy. That did not qualify. And get what you say. The man said it clearly. The man did not say it because someone else said the man was campaigning for president. We are no. The man said if the people go to the true and vote the opposition, he did not say you're for president. He said we are in the choice. You're happy with them. And when you want the opposition, you say Buka. He said the poor will suffer, the weak will suffer, the disabled will suffer, and we are here today.
So all the 4 categories of human beings will suffer.
Yes.
The first time we saw brown people protesting even in the marshal, now what time are doing the regime?
And you ever see that brown people fighting for food, for beating them, for not getting. So they are all right. All right, okay, very store close. Go down one side, you see one store. This business for renting one store. Go and see. Anyone know those things? In terms of the rural community, every day, everybody is frustrated.
All the small children, 13-year, 14-year, 15-year, now start to the drugs, smoker, they taking tablets, all in the community.
When I'm trying to iron drinking in now, around 7 to 8 now, you see 14, 12 years old on the street. I never seen that back in Oregon, 1992. and place it there. He didn't go out of business. He
Okay.
struggling people.
Thank you. I'm sorry I have to hold you there. And folks, we have to go. Time is up. It has been a very wonderful interaction with you all. Let's keep praying for our country. Pray for the nation. The politicians will be defending their paychecks. And that's why they'll be insulting. But you and I who want to trust and believe in the country and the opportunity it will provide, we have to keep praying for its stability. Because it's from the stability of the country that will achieve our goals. My name is Abu Sharif. This has been the Freedom Money presentation. This Monday morning presentation of the Freedom Money Rise and Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio. Until I see you tomorrow, do have a wonderful time. Bye bye.